Hi, so today I'm going to do one of those if you like this book, then you like this book kind of videos. If you don't know what that is, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a popular book that most people that read probably have read, and then I'm going to recommend another book that's not as popular based off the first book. I want to do this for a couple reasons. One, because I love watching these videos, but second of all, I feel like a lot of times I recommend books that like most people have read. I'm gonna try not to do that, but nobody's perfect. So The Great Philosopher Hannah Montana. The first book is An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green, and if you like this book, then you might like Eve the Awakening by Jenna Moreci. They're quite different in size, but they're both sci-fi books that have to do with aliens. What a weird start to this video. They both have main characters. They both have main characters. No, they both have female main characters. And every time I like watch something that has to do with sci-fi, for some reason there's almost never female main characters. But I mean, these are the only like sci-fi books I've like read like on my own accord. I'm not talking about books that I was forced to read for like school and stuff. And they both have female main characters, so I don't know. Maybe it's not as uncommon as I thought. Same energy, different vibes. That doesn't make any sense. Next one. Next, if you liked Simon versus a Homo sapien agenda, then you might like The Beautiful Life of Boys. They are both about gay teenagers and about like adolescents coming out, people not being that accepting. Different energies, same vibe. I don't know what that means, why do I keep saying it? They're also both the same genre, young adult contemporaries. Next one I don't have because it was a library book, but Eliza and Her Monsters. If you like that book, you might like Words on Bathroom Walls by Julia Walton. They are both very similar, except also very different. Both of the books focus on mental health, except different types. Words on Bathroom Walls is about a teenager named Adam that has schizophrenia, and Eliza has anxiety. So they are quite different, but they're both, again, mental health related, and they're young adult contemporaries. This was also my favorite book until I read Carry On. It's still my second favorite book. I love it so much. Now, I feel like this is going to accommodate a certain type of nostalgia and also a certain type of reader. But if you liked the Twilight series, then you might like the Immortals series. They are both pretty similar. There's no like vampires in the Immortals series. There's immortals. This was written during the Twilight era, and you can tell it's basically Twilight with a different name, let's be honest. But I really like that like nostalgic Twilight era type of vibe it has. And the writing, I'm not saying it's a better written Twilight, by the way. That's not at all what I'm saying. I feel like when you read books like that, you have to like kind of realize you're not reading like the life of Pi. Like you're reading a teenager book about falling in love with this immortal being. This next one, I feel like you might not have read this even if you like books, unless you're like trying to read a certain type of book, then you've probably read it. And that book is books about witches, so if you like Witch Child, then you might like How to Hang a Witch. I remember this being semi-popular when it first came out, which is actually quite a while ago. I think I was either early middle school or late elementary school, like around that era. And I loved this book. I still do. I read this in high school. I don't know when. Probably like early high school, like around like freshman or sophomore year. This takes place during the Salem witch trials. This takes place considerably after the Salem witch trials, but she's in Salem, and she is an ancestor of one of the judges that killed a bunch of people in Salem, basically. Well, not killed, but prosecuted them, so basically killed. And so everyone hates her because she happens to be related. And also there's like a ghost and stuff. That was the worst description of a book ever. The next one is, if you liked The Sun Is Also a Star, then you'll probably like Girl in Translation. The Sun Is Also a Star, if you don't know, is about a girl that's getting deported from Jamaica. She is not getting deported from Jamaica. However, she is in America illegally, like the main character from The Sun Is Also a Star. And it also shows her struggles of living in America. And I don't want to say more because I don't want to spoil it, but read it or else. If you like The Sun Is Also a Star, you also might like, where is it? This is Where It Ends. The topic is completely different, but the actual way the book is formatted, like throughout the day from one event, like how it has the time and stuff. If you liked either The Amazing Book is on Fire or Danville Go Outside, both by Dan Phil, then you'll probably like The Secret of the Mad by Dodie. I remember when these books came out, everyone was freaking out, everyone got them. I know lots of my friends who I wasn't friends with at the time, but whenever I bring them up, they're like, yes, my favorite books. The Secret of the Mad didn't get the same hype, even though it's by a very popular YouTube creator, Dodie, but also it's very good. And it has the same like essence or energy. It's very scrapbook-like. Like, as you can see, there's a lot of like stuff in here. They also have little like collages of photos and stuff. Dodie's has a lot more stories and some lyrics, but there are collages of photos and a lot of fun stuff in there as well. Now, if you liked The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, you will probably like 100 Days of Sunlight by Abby Emmons. I think we all know the plot of The Fault in Our Stars, even if you haven't read it, but it's about two people falling in love and they both have cancer. No one has cancer in this one, but it's about two people that fall in love, and one is in a wheelchair and one is blind, temporarily blind. And this is another like same energy, different vibes type of thing. I feel like Tessa is very similar to Hazel and also kind of different, but you know, that's I have such a way with words. I'm gonna be completely honest when I say this one, bit of a reach, kind of a stretch, but I feel like similar energies, completely different vibes. If you liked I Hate My Selfie by Shane Dawson, you might like The Long Hard Road Out of Hell by Marilyn Manson. It's a very long and hard to read title, but there he is. These are both nonfiction and they both talk about the author, who is very famous, throughout their lives and some of the struggles. This one is I wouldn't recommend this to like a 13-year-old or anyone that's not an adult, really, just because, oh boy. I feel like this one, although it has some like adult-ish content, not really, but kind of, I guess, I would still think a 13-year-old could read this perfectly fine. I don't know. I read this when I was a freshman, and the entire time I was just like, there are some stories. Now the last one, the 10th recommendation of today. If you liked The Couple Next Door, then you might like The Girl Before. They have similar names and covers. This is about a couple whose baby has disappeared. Strange. And there's also a couple next door that is a little sketch. This is why I shouldn't make book reviews. This isn't even a book review and I'm failing. This one is about a woman who has been taken, let's say, and they brought her into, like, they're interrogating her basically. And I don't want to say more, but like, her husband yells at her to say nothing when they're taken. So that's like not a spoiler, but also tells you a lot, I think. Anyways, so those are my recommendations. I hope you like them. I hope you take any of them into consideration and maybe read a new book today. So thanks for watching and bye.